Hey everyone, this is Fahim, and I'm coming at you guys with a video on how to play fighting games. There's a lot of new fighting games on the horizon, like Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 12, Tekken 8, so I thought it would be cool to make a little introductory video on how to play fighting games. I know for a lot of people, fighting games are a very hard genre to get into. The controls are hard, the concept itself is hard for a lot of people, just to grasp. So I thought making a video on how to just kind of get a handle of the basics of fighting games would be a good idea. So for this video, I'm going to be using Guilty Gear Strive. The basics I go over in this video will work for any fighting game, virtually any fighting game, but for this video I thought Strive would be nice because it's a game I own, it's a game I play, and it's a game I like. So the character I'm going to be using is Kai Kisuke. Well, actually, before we get into that, let's explain what fighting games really are at its core. Fighting games is a game where two people, one versus another, go head to head with each other, and they try to beat the other opponent so that they can win. And to beat the other opponent, you have to do attacks like these, and if you see at the health bar on the top, the health gradually goes down as you start hitting your opponent. So once that goes all the way down to 0, you win the game. And that's basically the point of fighting games. That's the entire core of fighting games. For this tutorial, I'm going to be using Kai Kisuke. He's a relatively simple fighter. He's the basic introductory character that everyone pretty much recommends you start off with if you're playing this game for the first time. So, to get started, how do you even move in a fighting game? We're going to split this video into sections. First is movement, second is moves, third is normal moves, and fourth is combos. There's a lot more to fighting games than that, but this time I'm going to split it up, this video at least. So first up is movement. How do you even move in a fighting game? Movement in a fighting game is honestly just like Mario. So you just move left to go left, hold right to go right. You can see my directions on the directional input thing below me, right here. It's the little red joystick thing that moves. So left for left, right for right, up for jump, down for crouch. That's pretty much it. You can do a little more complicated things like double jump if you press up twice, or if you press right twice, you can dash. If you press left twice, you can dash backwards. So that's pretty much the basics. And you could jump diagonally, jump back diagonally. Everything is very fluid. But like I said, it's pretty much like Mario. If you think about it like Mario, you'll have a good grasp of the movement mechanics. Next up is moves. So in this game, there are 4 basic moves. It changes from game to game, but in this game there are 4. You have a punch. You see he kind of punches the air. You have a kick, kind of kicks down. You get a slash, he uses his sword to kind of slash at the air. Then he has a heavy slash. The heavy slash is just this move, but a little heavier. If you look here, this move's damage, it goes around to like the M in her name, but the heavy slash goes past the M, so it does a little more damage, but it's a little slower. So these are the 4 basic moves in this game. In other games like Street Fighter, there are only 2. There's a punch and a kick with variations on those. But in this game, it's just the punch, kick, slash, heavy slash. So among these moves, you can have variations of these moves. So you see with slash, if I just press it with nothing else, I just get this straightforward slash. If I hold down on the joystick, I can do a downward slash. You see how it hits a different area than the top one? And if I do a kick, you see that? However, if I do a down kick, you see it's a little faster, right? So different moves have different properties depending on the direction you hold on the stick. I'm going to show another one. This is the punch, the normal punch. Now if you hold forward and do a punch, you see your elbows the air instead. So there are variations of these normal moves that you can do in order to get different results. So that's pretty much the basics on the moves. I can't go over every single move because that would take an eternity, but those are pretty much the normal moves. Just either a button by itself or a button and the directional input. Next up we have special moves. Special moves are pretty much the same thing. They're just variations of normal moves, but they're just more special as the name implies. So you see here, slash does that, right? But if we do a directional input in a different way, we get a different move. We get this. The way I did that was, it was with slash, but I went down, then I went diagonal right, and then I went right. This is called a motion input. Motion inputs are where you do a motion with the joystick, like I did down, directional right, and then right, or diagonal right and then right. So if I do that motion, you get this special move. And you can transform a lot of your normal moves into special moves by doing these motions. For example, if I do down, diagonal right, right, this kick, I do this little sweep thing, this little sweep, right? If I do the opposite, if I do down, diagonal left, then left, I get this move, a little overhead sweep thing, right? So various normal moves have special moves attributed to them depending on the motion input you do on the joystick. So if I just do a normal slash, I get that. If I do a down slash, I get that. But if I do a down, diagonal right, right slash, I get that. So that's how special moves work in this game. Another big property of special moves that is really important is how you can cancel special moves from normal moves. Now what I mean is this. See here, if I do a slash, then this, I can cancel this immediately into that move. And this ties into the combo game, which is our fourth section, combos. Combos are where you link moves into other moves to perform a combo, a link. This is pretty much the heart of, well, it's not the heart of fighting games, it's the meat of fighting games. This is how you get damage on your opponent, this is how you kill them, this is how you get them out of the game. And this is what the community views as the really hype moments. This is where you can really flex your skill as a player to show what you know. So you can see here, if I do this 2 times in a row, there's a big 2 behind me, right? So if I do this, and then this special move, I have a 3. It's really a 4-hit combo, but it says 3 because all those 3 hits connected flawlessly. And that's the meat of the game. If I do this, that's messed up there. Okay, well, I'm not doing this correctly right now. Anyways, but that's pretty much the point. You link moves into separate moves to get different results, to get more damage. See, if I do this, it goes like, maybe like a 1/6 of her health, right? But if I do this, it does like a nice 1/4 of her health. That's a big chunk of damage and that's valuable. That's really valuable in a fighting game because it means you can kill them faster, you can win the game faster, and you have less chances for them to put damage on you. So that's pretty much the basics. Now, there's one more 5th final section that I want to talk about too, and that's putting this all together. We've learned about the movement, we've learned about the normal moves, we've learned about the special moves, we've learned about combos. But how do you actually put this all together into a game to make sure you win? Well, for this honestly requires like a whole separate video, but I'll just talk about it right now just a little bit, just to get you a little bearings on it. To put this all together, you have to understand how, when, and why to use these moves. So, what does that mean? You have to know what situations to use them in. For example, why would I use this move over this move? Well, if the opponent is a little closer, and I want something a little faster, I use this move, because it comes out faster, and it ends faster. This one, even though it does more damage, which is the point of the game, it is slower. So they have an easier time counterattacking me if I do a slower move. Another example, this move that I showed you here. If they throw a projectile across the screen, I might be able to duck under it and attack them from below by using that move. If I just stand right here, I would just get hit by the projectile, right? So I have to find some way to avoid it, which is why I would use that move. I'll give another example. If we have this move for a downwards heavy slash, he slashes up into the air to hit anyone that's in the air. Why would I use this? Why would I not just use this, or this, or this, or anything else? Well, sometimes you can do an attack by jumping at your opponent. I didn't go over this in this video because it's a little more complicated and it would require, like I said, more videos, but you can jump at your opponents and attack them too. If someone is doing this to you, you can use a move like this to hit them out of the air before they hit you. This is what, in fighting games, is called an anti-air. So, this is why you would use that move in that situation. There's a lot more to talk about here, but that's pretty much the gist of putting it all together. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video on fighting games. Like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of fighting games on the horizon. There's Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 12, and Tekken 8. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If you want more, you can always click the like button. You can comment what you liked. You can subscribe if you want more. Or if you go to my blog, which is fahimthedream@wordpress.com or .wordpress.com. But yeah, that's pretty much it. See you guys in the next video.